Failure is a word that often brings feelings of fear, sadness, or disappointment. It is something that most of us try to avoid at all costs. Yet, failure is a natural part of life and one of the greatest teachers we will ever encounter. While it can feel like the end of the road, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone toward it. Understanding failure, learning from it, and using it as a tool for growth can transform our perspective and lead us to greater heights. Failure is inevitable. Failure is a part of every human experience. No one is perfect, and no one succeeds at everything they try. From the moment we are born, we are learning through trial and error. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall countless times before they master the art of balancing on their little legs. But they don't give up. They keep trying until they succeed. As adults, we often forget that failure is a natural part of learning. Instead of seeing it as a step forward, we view it as a setback or a sign that we are not good enough. The truth is, every great person you admire has failed at some point in their life. Famous inventors, athletes, artists, and leaders have all experienced failure. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison understood that failure wasn't the end. It was a necessary part of the process. Why we fear failure. Failure often feels like a threat to our self-worth. Society teaches us to value success and avoid failure at all costs. From a young age, we are praised for getting things right and criticized for making mistakes. This creates a fear of failure that stays with us into adulthood. We start to believe that failing means we are not smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough. This fear can stop us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. But what if we change the way we think about failure? What if we saw it not as a reflection of who we are, but as a necessary step toward growth? The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who learn from their failures and keep going. Failure teaches us valuable lessons. Every failure has a lesson hidden within it. It might not feel that way in the moment, especially when the disappointment is fresh, but failure is a powerful teacher. It shows us where we went wrong, what we can improve, and how we can do better next time. Each failure is an opportunity to grow and become stronger. For example, failing an exam doesn't mean you're not smart. It means you need to change your approach, perhaps by studying more effectively or seeking help from a teacher. Losing a game doesn't mean you're not a good athlete. It means you need to practice harder or work on specific skills. Every failure gives you feedback that can help you improve. Failure also teaches us resilience. Life is not always easy, and there will be times when things don't go as planned. Learning to handle failure helps us develop the strength to face challenges and bounce back from setbacks. Resilience is an essential quality that will serve you throughout your life. Failure builds character. How we respond to failure says a lot about who we are. Some people let failure defeat them. They give up and never try again because they believe that failing once means they will always fail. Others use failure as fuel to work harder and smarter. They see it as a challenge to overcome rather than a roadblock. Failure humbles us. It reminds us that we are human and that we don't have all the answers. This humility can make us more empathetic and understanding toward others. When you've experienced failure yourself, you're more likely to support and encourage others who are going through similar struggles. Failure also builds determination. When you fail but refuse to give up, you develop a mindset that is focused on persistence and perseverance. This mindset is crucial for achieving long-term goals. Success rarely comes easily or quickly. It often requires years of effort and the ability to keep going despite setbacks. The role of failure in success. If you look closely at the stories of successful people, you'll see that failure played a crucial role in their journey. Oprah Winfrey was once told she was unfit for television. J.K. Rowling faced multiple rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Michael Jordan One of the greatest basketball players of all time was cut from his high school basketball team. These examples show that failure doesn't have to define your future. In fact, it can be the very thing that pushes you to succeed. Success is not about never failing. It's about learning, growing, and continuing to move forward. Every failure brings you closer to success because it helps you refine your skills, clarify your goals, and build the resilience needed to overcome obstacles. How to embrace failure. Change your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, see it as an opportunity to learn. Remember that failing doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. Take responsibility. When you fail, take ownership of your mistakes. This is not about blaming yourself, but about recognizing what you can do differently next time. Responsibility empowers you to make changes and improve. Reflect on the experience. Take time to analyze why you failed. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? Use these insights to create a plan for moving forward. Don't fear judgment. Worrying about what others think can hold you back. Remember that everyone fails, even if they don't talk about it. Focus on your own growth instead of seeking approval from others. Keep trying. Failure is not the end unless you stop trying. As long as you keep going, you have the potential to succeed. Persistence is key. Celebrate your efforts. Even if you didn't achieve the outcome you wanted, acknowledge the effort you put in. Trying takes courage, and that courage is worth celebrating. Conclusion: failure is a necessary part of life. It teaches us lessons, builds character, and leads us to success. While it can be painful in the moment, it is not something to fear or avoid. Instead, it is something to embrace and learn from. The next time you face failure, remind yourself that it is not the end of the story. It is simply a chapter in your journey, a chapter that will make you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about using failure as a tool for growth. When you change the way you think about failure, you unlock your true potential. So, don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not trying, not learning, and not growing. Remember, every failure brings you one step closer to success.